I hope you're doing well. My name is David Wilkerson, and this is Surplus Funds 101. I just want to start off by saying thank you to all the people out there that like the video, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment below. It's greatly appreciated. Also, as a little thank you guys for watching and listening, I do have a cold calling prospecting script. There's a link in the description. You can go get that. It's an instant download. If you guys don't know what to say when calling prospects, that will help you out and give you some good framework for that. So there's a link in the description. You can just go grab that. But today, I want to talk to you guys about some of the marketing essentials for your home office. This is one of the questions that I get on a regular basis. What do I need? What don't I need? How much money should I be spending? So on and so forth. So I'm going to go through some items that I think are important. I'm also going to tell you some things that you probably shouldn't be spending your money on. So watch the video to the very end for that, but we'll just get right into the content. So for starters, you guys, here's a little picture of one of my marketing toolkit bins right here. This is just a very basic plastic sweater box I got at Walmart. And here are some of the other items that all fit inside here. I took it out just so you get a little better idea of some of the things I have. But as you can see, have some computer paper, some yellow paper, I have some return addresses, some envelope seals, some thank you cards, and just some of the very basics. A lot of the stuff that I'm going to go over, you guys probably already have at home. So one of the best things about running an unclaimed funds business from home is that there isn't going to be too much of an expense as far as the startup costs go. It's really, really good. Another thing, a lot of these items, you can find them on Amazon or on Vistaprint and just have them delivered right to your house. You know, this is what I always suggest people do, just so it saves you some time. You know, I'm all about automation and reducing costs and have as much leverage as I possibly can. So a lot of these items, they're cheap, they're inexpensive, they can just be shipped right to your house. But I'm going to go through everything and tell you exactly what I think you need and what you don't need. So here we go. Now, as far as printing goes, just a basic plastic storage bin from Walmart will work good. I have 3 of them. They're about $5 each. It's a one-time purchase. Probably better for you to actually drive there and just go pick it up yourself. Again, you don't need anything fancy. The functionality of this is just to hold all your marketing materials. So again, just the cheapest thing you can find will work just fine. Now, as far as computer paper goes, 8x11 computer paper, I get it on Amazon. It's $18 for a 3-ream case. I'm assuming that you guys already have a printer at home. So that's an expense that you guys probably don't have to worry about. If you guys do want to get a printer, just a basic printer that can print off documents will work just fine. Usually you can get them for like the $50 to $70 range, but that's something that I'm assuming that a lot of you guys already have, so that won't be something I'll have to worry about. Another thing is just basic yellow computer paper. I know a lot of you guys work in California. They require that. That's $12 a ream. Again, very inexpensive. Backup ink cartridges. That's where they make all their money at in the printing world. But 2-pack is $38. That's what I spend for the model of printer that I have. Whenever I run out of one, I always go and buy another 2-pack. You know, and so a lot of these items that I'm going to go through, you guys, like, you can get them all at one time, but you'll probably end up buying bits and pieces of them at different times. And so what I always suggest people to do is to track everything. So understand the quantity of what you're buying and how much you use it, track it on a spreadsheet, and then on every Sunday or during the low contact hour or the high contact rate hours of the day, you can do a little inventory check and you can be like, oh, okay, I run through this much computer paper. You know, I have this much left. This is my remaining amount. This is how long it's going to last me. Okay, if I make a purchase today and it shows up in 3 days, I'll still be good to go and nothing's going to stop for me. But yeah, these items, about $70 per shipment. You'll probably be able, with everything here, to do this every 3 months, depending on your production and usage. Okay, now as far as prospecting materials go, I run through, oh yeah, I spelled that word wrong, just basic white notepads a lot. And so I get the Amazon basic ones. They're the 5x8. It's $9 for a 12 pack, and I buy at least 3 of them at one time. So that's 36 individual notepads. I like to use notepads. I mean, you could probably get on Google Docs if you're kind of tech savvy and you like that. I like to write down everything about the conversation. You know, I like to pace around my house with my headset on. I wish I could hook up my aviation headset. That's like the Grand Mac Daddy, but it doesn't. My computer doesn't have an aux port for that. But I like to write down all the details of the conversation, you know, so I have as many bullets I can load up in my clip to shoot back at somebody if something starts unraveling on the back end. You know, I want to know all the pain points that the consumer is going through, all the buying triggers, everything like that. So I write it all down on a notepad, and then once the conversation is done, I pause the auto dialer, I transfer all that data into the note section into the CRM, and then I save it. I go and I double check it to make sure that it's saved correctly. And then once that's done, rip off the notepad or one of the sheets, throw in the garbage, and that's that. Okay, I think that's important for you to have. As far as small signature or sticky notes go, I go and I get these small signature sticky notes. You can get like 1,000 of them for $10. You're not going to have to buy them very often. Okay, you're going to put those where all the initial points need to go between you and the claimant and the notary. And you guys, I like to do things in a manner to where it reduces any friction or any technical error that might be taking place after the claim package leaves my hand. You know, you can go and hire a notary, and even if they have experience, I still do little things like this just because I want everything to get done right the very first time. I don't want to have to worry about reshipping documents or something not getting signed. And so every little thing you can do to reduce friction in the claim package process and when all the documents are getting signed by the claimant, I suggest doing. So that's going to be $10. You can get like 1,000 of them for like $10. So it'll last you a while. Okay, stapler. You guys probably have a stapler. If you don't, you know, on Amazon, they're $9 and you get like 1,000 staples with that, right? So that'll last you a while. Now, as far as Rolo printer labels go, I have a Rolo printer. The labels are the 4x6. They do have other sizes. This is the best one. And for $19, you can get 500 of them. This is something that probably won't be a deal breaker for you, but it does give you that really slick professional look. Okay, and so that's what I use. If you're gonna buy a Rolo printer, they're like $180 brand new, and you can get them off of the website. But these Rolo printers are similar to a lot of other like tech tools and like tech gadgets that people get. You know, they use them like one time and then they just sit there in somebody's office. You know, and so you can get used ones on eBay. They're probably like $120. I think last time I went and looked, they were like $120. And that'll work just fine. If you do buy it on the website, they're going to give you 50 of the labels included with your purchase. But right after you click submit, they upsell you into, I think it's like $20 extra for like 2,000 of them. And so take the upsell if you buy it brand new from the website. But again, all these items are purchased on Amazon. Amazon Basics brand is usually the best value. Right here, you guys, this is going to be about $66 for you. Okay, now I send out thank you cards to people. This is completely optional. You guys, if you guys are brand new, you guys don't need to be doing this. Okay, now you guys can, and if you do, here's kind of the protocol of what I would suggest. Okay, you get the small glossy finish postcards on. You get the glossy on one side with your company logo. In the last video, I was talking about how you can go create a logo on Canva for free, right? Now, what I do on Vistaprint is I have the text for what I usually handwrite, and it's just built onto the postcard itself and printed. And then there's a slot at the very bottom where I have a big gap to where I can grab that postcard and then hand write and wet ink my signature with a date on there. I say glossy on one side because if you go glossy on both sides, where you hand write or where you write your own signature at the bottom, it'll just be all jacked up and weird looking. Okay, so I go glossy on one side and I use the upgraded cardstock. You guys, if you're gonna do postcards and other added marketing materials like this, I would suggest you don't need to necessarily go super expensive, but don't go super cheap. When people receive a marketing message, or at least I do, if it's a really cheap, flimsy cardstock, like that just sub communicates to people that you're cheap. And so like that's something that I don't want somebody to perceive me as or how I represent my brand at all. And so I usually get the upgraded cardstock on just about everything, but for 250 of them, it's 130 bucks. And then I have brand color matching envelopes too. And so I have a blue envelope, that blue envelopes that I'll put all of these little postcards inside of, and I get 250 of them for about $130 as well. Yeah, now I go above and beyond. I mean, if I'm gonna go and send a postcard to somebody, I want it to really shine. So I get the envelope seal. That's the little piece, the little sticker you put on the back. And I just have my company logo on there. Again, I do the upgraded glossy finish. You can get like 500 of them for 45 bucks. So that's really not that bad. And then the return address, that's what goes up at the very top of the front of the postcard. You can have that designed where you have your return address in there and you have your company logo right next to it, right? And so they're seeing your company logo when they receive it in the mail. They flip it over to open up. They see the envelope seal. They pull it out. On one side, it's going to have your company logo. The other side's going to have the text with your handwritten signature at the bottom. And so you can get the return address company with company logo for 500 of them for 30 bucks or so. And then business cards. Okay, business cards aren't required, you guys, but I throw them in there just so people have a way to get a hold of me. What I recently did was I switched over from a standard business card to a magnetic one-sided business card, right? So when they get it, even if they don't convert and call me back or it's something that I won't turn right into a deal within like a good amount of time after me sending it over, they can go and stick that magnetic business card on their fridge so they can call me later on when they are ready to do business with me. And I have a brand matching Sharpie pen. I have blue envelopes, and so I have a silver Sharpie pen. You can get those on Amazon. They're like $5. And then I usually buy about 100 count of mailing stamps, and they're I think right around like 45 bucks or something like that. I will tell you guys that a lot of these that I send out don't convert into deals, but I send these out to people where I've spoken to them on the phone, I've had a good conversation, and there's a high probability of me being able to do business with them. My goal is to send out 3 a day on the working days where we're making phone calls. So that's 5 days a week. And it's, I don't know, it's going to be 60 bucks a month. So it's not bad. It's going to be a complete tax write-off for you guys. And just really gives you guys a good presence in the eyes of the claimant. Like what I've said in a lot of my other videos is that one of the biggest problems you're going to have is just getting people to believe that the process is real, believe that, hey, look, I really do have unclaimed money and somebody can help me go and recover it, right? But when they receive something in the mail, like that, it decommoditizes you. People like, I don't know, you guys can just ask this question to yourself, like how often do you throw away like a handwritten note? It just, I always hang on to that kind of stuff, and so it's a good little gesture to do. What I suggest people do is you make your phone calls in the high contact timeframes of the day. So between 9 and noon or between 6 and 9, and then between noon and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, that's when you do all your admin work, right? Now, these cards, the way I have it all set up is everything's already printed, so I don't need to take a whole lot of time hand writing out the text because it's already on there. I just pull it right out, write my name at the bottom with the date. If you want to have an additional note, you can put a little sticky note on top of there. And then I put my business card in there, return return address, dress it all up, and then it just goes in the mail, and that's that. You know, this whole setup is about 350 bucks, and I get it all from Vistaprint. One of the things I would suggest too is get on their mailing list because they have lots of killer deals. So all these items, you guys, I mean, this is my total, but that number can go up or down depending on the quantity that you get and the finish that you get and things like that. So this could be completely different for you guys as well. In addition to that, like I said in the previous slide, do a little inventory check. If you're running low on one thing, you know, you might just want to order just that, you know, but this is kind of the setup if you guys do want to do thank you cards. But other than that, you guys, this is just an overview of everything I have in just my primary marketing toolkit. Hope it helps you guys. If you guys found value in this, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I wish you the best. Go out there and crush it. Take care.